The strategy I'm about to show you is the exact strategy I would use when playing this game in a tournament. The 0.93 Venom code was released a couple of weeks ago, and with the new code, that means brand new strategies. And I've gone over every single different possible combination of hosts, and I found one very particular pathway that I think would be very useful for a lot of players to utilize moving forward. That strategy is the Eddie all day strategy. With this strategy, we are very much focused on taking the least amount of shots to get to a maximized mayhem multi-ball, which would be 6 balls during that multi-ball. This video does assume that you have a baseline understanding of the Venom code. If you feel like you're a little lost, no problem. Just watch the video a couple of times and you'll be able to keep up. This is going to be a very simplified version of what to do with this strategy. Now, that being said, this is 0.93. I cannot stress that enough. There's probably going to be more updates in the future, which means the strategy could be altered a little bit. But as of now, on 0.93, you're good to go. Alrighty, and we're off. So, Eddie Brock all day strategy. What you're going to do, of course, is get your skill shot on that left ramp / life foundation shot, because that's going to spot your mini mode. Another reason why you want to do that as well, it also gives you a lock instantly right at the very beginning, because Eddie does start with 2 locks. Another thing it helps with, it automatically lights your next lock. So you pretty much have 3 locks immediately available, which is excellent. For what we're trying to achieve, that's exactly what we want to do. And it's completely up to you how you want to approach this, which combos you want to hit. I prefer personally to hit the left ramp, which is the first part of the yellow combo, and then finish it off at that life foundation shot, because with the premium, of course, which is the model that we're on currently, it does alter the shots a little bit. And with this particular shot, unlike the pro that would horseshoe all the way back around from left to right, this speed will actually go to our left canister or our left pass lock, which is exactly what we want right now. And again, we want to make sure as well, okay, early drain, no problem. We're not worried about that. That happens. But again, we want to make sure whenever you get to your second lock with Mayhem, you get on that action button, you start canceling. Otherwise, you will accidentally start a multi-ball that you did not want to start. So again, skill shots all day, spotting the mini modes. That's exactly what we want. We got our ball 3 locked. We're going to cancel immediately. And we have our 4th lock available. So as you can tell, things can start stacking up pretty quick as long as you stay focused in on trying to get your combos. And that's really the key to this game, is finding shots that you feel like you can handle and generally just spamming the same combo over and over again. As of 0.93, you can pretty much do that, which you will see me do that from time to time during this video. And there's no reason to really get away from doing that, because we're not really worried too much about filling up this grid, because we're not utilizing the grid with the strategy. We're not worried about the extra time. We're not worried about the +1 playfield. I mean, it would come in handy if you were trying to go for a 3 billion point game or something like that. But for most launch parties, most setups, you don't have to blow the game up completely. If we can get to 1 billion, that's great. That's usually my goal if I'm playing Venom, is to get to 1 billion. So keep that in mind with the strategy. It's a simplified strategy. It's one that you don't have to worry about changing host, and you kind of just stick to the plan with everything. You don't worry about your infected, which you saw me get a little bit there. You don't worry about even priming Carnage right now. We're just entirely worried about lighting our locks, trying to stay under control as much as we can, and getting to the next phase of this strategy. Now, that being said, it's perfectly fine if you want to start with a 3-ball, 4-ball, or 5-ball. You can do that. You don't have to go for 6-ball. But I would say if you have confidence and you have an extra ball on the table, or if you're not like an extra ball, but if you're on ball 2, right, and you feel like, or you're on ball 1 and you got time to give, feel free, go for it a little bit. Try, take a risk with it. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, so we are now at ball 6 lock. We can't cancel now. Everything's ready to go. And you'll notice right here, I don't have sleeper ready. A lot of people wonder when sleeper comes in. Sleeper comes in once you get to 10 infected. For this particular strategy, we do not care at all about an add-a-ball. It does not matter at this point in time. All that matters is I have that add-a-ball ready once I get to the mid-game portion of the strategy. So right here, we enter Mayhem. We're at phase 1. If you played this before, you know that you need to hit every single red shot or every single major shot out there that's marked red. Got to hit it at least once, and then your super jackpot will be at the scoop towards the right. And of course, there's Doppelganger right there that comes out after so many infected have been collected. That's great as well. That's what we need. I have my Carnage multi-ball also lit up the middle, which I'll be looking to stack that here in just a few as soon as I get under control. And the way you get Carnage, for those that forget, you got to hit the captive ball so many times, push Carnage all the way back into Ravencroft, and then you'll have it lit at that center ramp to start. Until then, I realize it's there. I'm not really worried about starting it just yet. I want to get through the first phase. I don't want to jailbreak on the left-hand side yet, meaning I don't want to lose that trap. That's pretty powerful when you're in a multi-ball, is you want to stay under control. Try to pick out your shots. Try to find shots that return back to the flipper too. So that's what you see me doing right here. That's a tactic that you can very much utilize on this particular pin. So once I start Carnage and I got that stack going, I realize I have a small ball save coming. So I'm willing to jailbreak right there and spam some shots. And at the same time, I do have a Playfield X ready to go, which I forget if I start that right here. I don't think I do. I think I attempt it, which you can do with the center ramp, and then you hit the bell tower target after so many center ramp shots. But I don't think I started right here. And then another thing you can do for your multipliers is shot multipliers. So you hit a combo shot and then you hit another shot right after it. It gives you 2x on it. And I believe it can build all the way up to 5x, but it does take a lot of shots to do. All right, so right here, I do have to say I completely forgot I did this. There is a ball stuck up top. You cannot do that in competition. Do not do what I just did. Usually you got to trap up, and then you got to go ahead and have a TD come over and clear it out. Don't do what I just did right there. But we're doing it for the video. A fair warning, ball gets stuck, you trap up, call a TD over. All right, so right here, we're utilizing the blue triangles, which is your Carnage jackpots, and we're combining it up with the red inserts, which is also our Mayhem jackpots. And you can tell these start to get pretty healthy once you get around to phase 3. Apologies for the ears right there. I did leave the replay on. New code, I haven't adjusted it all. And that right there, prime example what happens whenever you got a shot multiplier going. You get to your phase 3, the jackpots are already worth 3x themselves. It's math. It's simple math, guys. Math that I sometimes still can't figure out as well. But anyways, this is pretty much what you want to do to really start building stuff up. But once you get a playfield multiplier going, which I have the 3x running right now, that makes your shot values go way up, especially if you're rolling with a combo multiplier as well. Those are basically two multipliers that come together to give you the value of your shot. But don't get too far bogged down in details. Just know that when you see lights flashing, you hit those lights. Simple as that. But you can tell, you get to phase 3 of this, the jackpots get pretty hefty. But phase 2, phase 3 of Mayhem's a little bit tougher than the first phase, mainly because you have to hit every major shot 2 to 3 times each, depending on which phase you're at. So first phase once, second phase twice on each shot, third phase, each shot 3 times. But the good news is that means you can repeat shots too. So keep that in mind as well. And this is pretty much it right here. This gives a prime example of how powerful this stack is. We're already at 1.4 billion on ball 2 after I think having maybe 12 million after ball 1. And that's all because we put this stack together and we have a playfield multiplier going as well. So oftentimes while you're playing all these stacks, you're going to be collecting infected behind the scenes. You're not going to have to think about collecting infected. And what's great about that is once you get to 20, you get this Scream video mode, which we're on right now. Now it's not worth a ton of points, but it at least gets us a little bit more, and it allows us to clear this out. If you happen to get to 20, it takes over priority for Toxin team up, but what we really want is Toxin team up. So we have to hit this scoop to get this video mode out of the way. You'll see the points come up, roughly 29 million. But what we're really aimed at is Toxin Team Up, and that is now ready at the scoop, as you can see it flashing. And that's all because we did Mayhem, we did Carnage, and we defeated or played a doppelganger as well, which is the big dude that just sweeps out in the middle of the playfield. So mysteries, I'm not worried about mysteries too much, but here's where Sleeper comes in handy. Because we defeated 10 Infected, we now have Sleeper with our Toxin Team Up, and that is excellent right here, because we can use him at any time to add a ball. Now, seeing this, I'm gonna let you guys know right quick, I think that there's a bug in this somewhere, because my right orbit is supposed to be lit at this point as well. It's not lit, and I kind of noticed that during the gameplay. And I think at first it kind of locked up my brain. I was wondering what's going on here, but I ended up aiming for that shot in a few, and it's still there. It's still available. It's just acting as if it's not there on the right orbit right now. See right here, I'm kind of contemplating life right now, trying to figure out, okay, what is going on? Then I realized, wait, it's not there. It's still over on the right orbit. So keep that in mind right there. I don't know. That seems to be possibly a bug. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but just always be aware of where the shots are supposed to be. And you have to clear these shots twice in order to advance to your jackpot at the scoop to get to the next phase of this Toxin Team Up. So we hit that final shot. That's where this scoop is available now. I really got to hit this to get this super jackpot. Okay, we get it, which is good. It's decent value, 25 million points, and that's not multiplied. So imagine if you do bring a Playfield X into this. But what's great about it, you get another ball in play and you get a small ball save as well. So you still want to stay under control. You don't want to necessarily jailbreak, and you don't want to start sending just nonstop unless you just feel comfortable doing so. And if you notice on the LCD screen, I do still have my Sleeper ready to go. And you can also notice that on the playfield as well with the green insert that's flashing at the left-hand side. So we're just still going to keep going through all these jackpots. Again, I'm not entirely sure if they're all lit correctly, but we're rolling with it because this is the current code. This is something you could potentially run into. So just know that usually your shots can be found on the right-hand side. Okay, right here, I think I'm taking some pot shots at that multiplier. Not quite hitting it, and as you can tell, it is on a timer. It will go away if you don't cash in. I was draining right there, then just with the tap of the action button, we're right back into play with more balls out on the playfield. So that's the power of the add-a-ball. That's the power of getting that Sleeper, getting the 10 Infected, having it in your back pocket, and selecting it for Toxin Team Up. And again, pretty much anybody out there, as long as you have a feel for the shots, you have a feel for the tilt, you have a feel for the flippers, everybody out there, you should be able to get close to 1 billion points utilizing the strategy. The points available for Mayhem is just huge. And so that's the end of it right there. I feel like nearly anybody out there can do this one thing. And again, I can't stress this enough. You do not have to get the 6-ball to make this work. You could start this with 4-ball. You could start this with 3-ball. If you feel comfortable in your multi-ball, go ahead and just play it. Either way, if you got any questions, put them down in the comments down below. I'll answer as soon as I can. Good luck at whatever launch parties you got left. Good luck at any tournaments you have coming up, or just simply good luck at playing this game at home and enjoying it to the fullest that you can enjoy it currently. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys take care. Good luck out there. See you guys soon.